As soon as the Southwest plane touched down at Sacramento International Airport, Wes Hardaway took out his phone. "Hi, honey," he said cheerfully when his wife Marlene answered. "I'm back from San Diego. The plane just landed. I'll be home in about an hour. Love you too. Bye." Driving down I-80 toward Fair Oaks, Wes, an accountant, reflected on how much he disliked business travel. Although he didn't travel often, each trip lasted 2 or 3 nights, which he hated. His boss, Edith Norton, disliked traveling even more, so Wes made the quarterly trip south to represent the Sacramento office. He hoped Marlene would now be ready to start a family, since her freelance art business seemed successful. He believed that working outside the home would make motherhood easier. Humming a classic rock tune, Wes pulled into his driveway, only to find the garage door opener wasn't working. Annoyed, he parked and walked to the front door. To his shock, his key wouldn't fit the lock. After several attempts, he rang the doorbell but heard nothing. He knocked and called out, "Hi, honey, it's me. Something's wrong with the lock. Can you let me in?" No answer. He knocked harder and heard movement inside. Marlene's voice came from behind the door. "I changed all the locks and the garage code." Confused, Wes said, "I don't understand. Let me in." "No, you don't live here anymore." "What do you mean? This is my home." After a pause, Marlene said, "Talk to the person behind you." Wes turned to see a man in a baseball cap walking toward him. Before Wes could speak, the man handed him an envelope. "Wesley Hardaway, you have been served. What's this?" "Your wife's petition for divorce and a temporary restraining order requiring you to stay 200 yards away from her." Stunned, Wes pounded on the door. "Marlene, we need to talk." A police officer approached, hand on his holster. The man in the cap explained the restraining order to the officer, who then turned to Wes. "Sir, you need to leave immediately, or I will arrest you." Wes, dazed, nodded and walked to his car under the watchful eyes of his neighbors. He drove away slowly, barely aware of his surroundings. Inside the house, Marlene breathed a sigh of elation. "I did it," she thought. He never saw it coming. The next morning, Wes woke up in a motel, confused and exhausted. He spent the day trying to understand what had happened and why. Unable to recall anything that might have prompted Marlene's actions, he remained in a state of bewilderment. The good news was that Wes had his shaving kit with him. The bad news was that all his clothes were dirty or wrinkled, and he couldn't go home to get fresh ones because he was locked out. Worse, the restraining order meant he'd likely need a lawyer just to buy a clean suit. He glanced at the clock and saw it was too early to call a law firm. Hungry from skipping dinner, he decided food was his first priority. He found a fast food place open early and grabbed breakfast while listing his tasks. The first was calling his boss to explain his absence. Edith Norton, a micromanager, wouldn't be happy. He hoped to leave a voicemail, but she answered on the second ring. Wes initially blamed his absence on a cold, but Edith didn't buy it, forcing him to admit the truth. She was unsympathetic, insisting he must have done something to provoke his wife. Eventually, she grudgingly agreed to let him stay home, but only if he promised to return in clean clothes the next day. After this unpleasant call, Wes began searching for a lawyer. Most large firms didn't handle family law, and the ones that did were booked for weeks. Desperate, he called a smaller firm, Winston Samuels and Associates, and managed to get an appointment that afternoon. Though he wondered why Samuels wasn't busier, he needed help immediately. Wes decided to buy new clothes, checking his bank account first. He was relieved his paycheck had been deposited, but horrified to see the joint account with Marlene had only $1 left. Furious she had taken everything, he added it to the list of issues for his lawyer. He went to Target and bought office-appropriate clothes. On an impulse, he drove by his house but saw no signs of life, so he returned to the motel and had a lonely lunch. Later, he headed downtown to the law firm. The office, in an old building near Capitol Mall, had an old-fashioned sign. After introducing himself, he was led to Winston Samuels' office. Samuels, an experienced-looking man in his 60s, listened as Wes explained his situation and handed over the papers. Samuels reviewed them carefully before asking Wes what he wanted. "Can you get the restraining order lifted? If I could talk to Marlene, maybe I could fix this." Samuels considered this, then leaned forward. "I have a few thoughts on that." Wes nodded as the lawyer began listing his points. First, in California, you can't stop a divorce if the other partner wants one. Second, your wife locking you out shows she doesn't want to discuss her decision. Third, the restraining order means she doesn't want to see you without her attorney. Fourth, taking the joint bank account funds is a pressure tactic. You'll eventually get your half, but she's hoping the financial strain will push you to agree to the divorce quickly. Lastly, she's been planning this for a while. How do you know that? Wes muttered. Samuels explained. Getting a restraining order takes time. She hired an attorney, prepared the motion, got it approved by a judge, and changed the locks. This wasn't done overnight. Wes sank into a chair. She never hinted anything was wrong. She even said she loved me when I called from the airport. Samuels remained silent. Wes sighed. I guess I'll get a divorce then. But why did she do this without even discussing it with me? Samuels replied, I can't answer that, but I can refer you to a detective agency. They're efficient and reasonably priced, located in the same building. Shall I contact them for you? Yes, I want to find out what's going on. Samuels made the call, and soon the receptionist informed Wes that the detective, Trevor Samuels, could see him. Half an hour later, Wes stood outside Sacramento Confidential Investigations. Trevor, a middle-aged man in a tracksuit, greeted him. I'm Trevor Samuels, head of the CI division. Nice to meet you, Wes replied. Are you related to Winston Samuels? Yes, I'm his brother. I was a detective in San Francisco before going out on my own. Now let's talk. Wes told his story. Your brother says I can't stop the divorce, but I want to know why she did this. It's humiliating. The detective nodded. I understand. We can find out why, but the protective order is likely her way of setting up her story, assuming you've never slapped or hurt her? No, never, Wes confirmed. Then she's framing you as the bad guy. And when people ask about the divorce, she'll mention the protective order. Your reputation suffers while she says nothing. Wes was stunned. I can't believe she could be that evil. Trevor nodded. She set this up cleverly. I'll find out why within a week. That would be great, Wes replied, shaking his hand. For the rest of the day, Wes followed the lawyer's advice to protect his finances. The next morning, he went to work, but was greeted by Edith Norton. I see you're finally here, Mr. Hardaway. You have a lot of work piled up. I hope you'll be diligent in reducing it. God, how I hate that woman, Wes thought, but nodded and hurried to his cubicle. By skipping lunch and working hard, he managed to reduce his backlog. But his focus evaporated when Trevor Samuels called late that night. We've caught a lucky break, Wes. Our researcher found some interesting information. Can you come by tomorrow to see it? Can't you tell me now? Our policy is to present findings in person. Okay, Wes reluctantly agreed. I'll try to find time. If you don't hear from me, I'll come by first thing in the morning. Miss Norton was as unfriendly as he feared. Mr. Hardaway, you can't just take off work whenever you want. If you insist on taking tomorrow off, it must count against your vacation. Yes, ma'am, he replied sullenly, unconcerned about losing a vacation day. The next morning, Wes walked into the office and Trevor was in high spirits. We're in luck. Come in, and I'll show you. Trevor showed him a fisheye image of Wes's house. A silver BMW i8 appeared, entered the garage, and the door closed. That was yesterday at 8:51 p.m., Trevor pointed out. That's not your wife's car, is it? No, she drives a Honda, Wes realized. She had a guest. Exactly. Someone with a new garage code. Another video showed the same car leaving the garage at 1:32 p.m. the following afternoon. Acid churned in Wes's stomach. It didn't take her long to find a new friend. Trevor played another video from 3 weeks ago showing the same car. How often? Wes asked fearfully. We have documents from the last 6 months. She met this visitor 2 or 3 times a week. Wes felt sick. How did you get this? Your neighbors have motion-activated cameras. Everything goes into a cloud database. Sometimes they catch porch pirates or cheating spouses. Wes gritted his teeth. Too bad we never saw the guy. Trevor brought up another video. This time the car's license plate was visible. I have a contact at the DMV, Trevor said, pressing a button. A driver's license photo of a handsome man appeared on the screen. Does the name John McKenzie mean anything to you? Son of a cow, Wes muttered. Marlene works at his ad agency. I bet that's how they met. He stood up abruptly. I'm going to confront him right now. Wait, Trevor said, grabbing Wes's wrist. This is why I present information in person. Sit down and let's talk before you do something stupid. Wes glared but sat back down. Listen, Wes, Trevor continued. Confronting him could prove your wife's case for a restraining order. Your reputation is already shaky. Don't ruin it permanently. Wes bowed his head. I'm not a fighter. If I went to Mackenzie's office, I'd probably lose. Besides, Marlene would love 2 men fighting over her. But I have to do something. I can't let them get away with this. Look, Wes, I understand your frustration, but there are other ways to achieve your goals without risking jail, Trevor said. Yeah? Like what? Wes asked. I discussed your case with Dash Daniels, our IT expert. She knows social media and has some ideas. You should hear her out, Trevor suggested. Wes looked skeptical. I don't know. She's just down the hall. Give her a chance. If you don't like it, you won't lose anything, Trevor encouraged. Trevor led Wes to a door labeled Anti-Social Network. Ignore that, Trevor said. It's her sense of humor. He knocked and stepped inside with Wes following. The room looked like a college dorm with a battered desk, several monitors, and posters on dark gray walls. A tall, slender girl with white hair and gothic makeup greeted them. I'm Dash Daniels, she said. You must be the cheatee. Wes shook her hand. What? If your wife is cheating, you're the cheatee, Dash clarified. Behave, Dash, Trevor interjected. Just hear her out, he told Wes before leaving. Dash invited Wes to sit on a futon. Tell me everything, she said, sitting down and crossing her legs. Wes explained his situation. Dash listened, then said, I usually don't do this, but I hate crooks. My dad filled me in, but... Wait, Trevor is your dad? Wes interrupted. Yes, and Winston is my uncle. It's a family business. I hear your ex has you cornered. To shift this, I need all the details. What she did, what you did, and how you feel about it, Dash explained. I'm not sure how a computer expert can help. No offense, Wes said. None taken. I manage social media reputations. It's what you need to counter your ex, Dash explained. But, Wes hesitated. Do you use the internet? Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, eBay, Instagram? Dash asked. No, not really, Wes admitted. Okay, then let's cover social media basics. A large part of the population is online all the time. That's where they get news, meet people, find entertainment. It's huge, Dash said. Seeing his doubt, she continued. There are YouTubers making thousands playing games, businesses thriving on Amazon, and influencers shaping public opinion. If we can get this audience on your side, your ex will be powerless. Can you really do that? Wes asked, intrigued. We'll see. Now tell me your story again, focusing on your emotions and reactions. Emotions move people more than facts, Dash urged. Wes hesitated but then agreed. For the next hour, he recounted his story from an emotional perspective. Dash took notes, asking clarifying questions. When he finished, she reviewed her notes and looked at him seriously. Now, let's get to work, Dash said. I think I know how to handle this, but first, Wes, how strong are you? Dash asked. You mean physically? Wes asked. No, I mean your ego. How well do you handle criticism and others' opinions? Dash clarified. I guess I'm as strong as anyone else, Wes replied. Well, we'll find out, Dash said. I don't understand, Wes admitted. Every good story has an arc, she explained, drawing a half circle in the air. The main character starts here, faces a downfall, hits a low point, then things improve. We need to show your suffering to gain support. I still don't get it, but I'm already suffering, Wes said. She gave a sad smile. We'll see. You need to be ready to go on short notice. I'll call you. Can you do that? If it's during work hours, my boss will be mad, but I'm already on her bad side, Wes said. Great, she said, shaking his hand. I hate cheaters. Wes left, trying to process everything. What did I do to deserve this? He groaned. And what have I gotten into now? The next day, Dash called him during lunch. Can you pick me up? We have a chance now. My boss will hate me, he replied, but I'll be there in 20 minutes. Miss Norton reluctantly agreed. But remember, this counts against your vacation, she shouted as he left. When Wes reached the Samuels building, Dash was waiting outside. You got a new wardrobe, he joked, but she ignored him. We're going to your house, she ordered. I can't be there with Marlene home, Wes protested. Don't worry, my father saw her leave. He'll watch out for us, Dash reassured him. Are we breaking in? Wes asked, nervous. No, just recreating what happened when you got home, she explained. And you? Wes questioned. I'll film everything, Dash replied. Why? Wes pressed. We need to give your fans a backstory, she answered. Fans? I don't have fans, Wes said, confused. Not yet. Now tell me how you felt during the whole encounter, Dash instructed. Wes described his emotions, excitement, anger, confusion, depression, and shock. Perfect, she said. At your home, walk us through each step and show those emotions. Can you do that? I'm not a good actor, Wes admitted. Don't act. Just remember and repeat what you did. Now give me your phone, Dash directed. She fiddled with his phone, handed him a Bluetooth earpiece, and directed him to his neighborhood. Once there, she called him, motioning him to get out and walk to the door. She filmed as he tried to open the house. Don't look at me, she said. Just do what you did before. As Wes attempted to open the door, Memories and emotions from that day flooded back, souring his mood. "Ring the doorbell, Wes," Dash instructed through the earpiece. He pressed the button, remembering his frustration. "Knock on the door," she continued, and he knocked hard, feeling the growing irritation. "Marlene yells that she changed the locks and wants a divorce," Dash narrated. Wes staggered back, recalling the shock and venom in her voice. He tried to argue, but she didn't relent. "There's a bailiff behind you," Dash prompted, and Wes saw Trevor Samuels approaching with papers. Trevor handed him one and read from another. The text was incomprehensible, but Wes stared at it like it was a death sentence. He turned back to the door and started pounding on it with his palm. "The policeman is telling you to leave, Wes," Dash continued. He turned around, imagining the policeman's words as a judge's ruling. Without further prompting, he dropped his hands, sighed, and walked away. His legs felt heavy, and his world seemed shattered. "Go to the car," Dash reminded him, and he slowly walked to the car, got in, and sat down. "You were great, Wes. I got some really good shots," Dash enthused, getting into the passenger seat. He started the engine and drove back downtown. "But there wasn't a cop," he began. "We don't need him. No one but you and Marlene knows about him," Dash explained. She squeezed his shoulder. "That was amazing, Wes. You really got into it." "Can we not talk right now?" Wes asked, the pain in his voice evident. She pulled her hand back and stared out the window. By the time they reached the Samuels building, she had made her decision. "Park in the lot," she said. "You're coming with me." She led him to her office, gestured for him to sit on the futon, and returned with 2 bottles of beer. They drank in silence. After the second bottle, she spoke. "You're really into this, aren't you?" Dash asked. He sighed. "Yeah, it all came back. The shock, the confusion, the despair. I guess I never dealt with it." She nodded. "I'm sorry to put you through that, but your reaction will have a real impact on the audience." He took another sip. "I still don't see how this will help." "I'll use this video to start your storyline's decline. Then we'll bring it back to a happy ending," she explained. "So you're promising me blood, sweat, and tears?" Wes asked. "Exactly, but remember, the British lost in the end because America helped," Dash quipped. "Yeah, and you have me on your side. It won't be a fair fight," Wes said. She stood up. "Now, let me work." "Dash, I don't know why, but I trust you." He stood. "Thanks for the beer." She hugged him quickly. "Hang in there, Wes. Things will get better, I promise," she assured him. As he drove back to the motel, Wes felt a bit more hopeful. The next morning, his mood soured quickly. Edith Norton was absent, and work was wearing him down. The only bright spot was a call from Dash. "Can you come over after work? I've got something you'll want to see," she said. The last 2 hours of work passed quickly. At Dash's office, she sat him down and unfolded a large monitor. "To understand, you need to watch some YouTube first," she explained. "Ever heard of Gossip Girl Gertie's back fence?" "No. Should I have?" Wes asked. "You definitely should. Gertie has one of the most popular channels on YouTube. Let me show you," Dash replied. An ad for beauty products played, and Dash impatiently skipped it. The screen showed a middle-class backyard with a white picket fence. A sign read, "Gossip Girl Gertie's back fence," switching to a set with a desk and the same fence. Behind it sat a hostess in a 1950s-style blonde wig and clothes. "Oh, how nice to see you," the woman shrilled. "I'm Gertie, the Gossip Girl. I just found out the juiciest gossip ever, and I'm going to tell you all about it." She then listed gossip, life stories, fashion tips, product recommendations, and more. Charts and videos illustrated each segment. After a few minutes, Dash paused the program. "Okay, you get the idea. What do you think?" she asked. "Is this her hobby?" Wes inquired. "A hobby?" Dash snorted. "It's her full-time job." "Can she make a living doing this?" Wes questioned, astonished. "Advertisers pay well for popular YouTube shows," Dash explained. "How well?" Wes asked. "A show with 1 million subscribers can make over $50,000 a year," Dash said. $50,000? Not bad, Wes responded. "Gertie's show had about 100 million subscribers last year," Dash revealed. 100 million? That means she makes $5 million a year? Wes was stunned. Dash sat in another chair. "To be successful, a show needs constant content. Gertie gets most from publicists and advertisers, but needs more to keep her subscribers. That's where I come in. I suggest stories she can use. I'll push your story to her to get you attention." "Why would she be interested in my story?" Wes asked. "I'm going to make you the symbol of every heartless man who has cruelly abandoned a wife or girlfriend," Dash explained. "What? I'm not a quitter," Wes protested. "Not in my version. Look at the footage and script I put together for Gertie, Dash replied, clicking on a file showing Wes's car pulling into his driveway. Dash read the script. How many of you have been dumped by a boyfriend or kicked out by an insensitive husband? In Sacramento, a wife changed all the locks and kicked him out. The video showed Wes pounding on the door. Look at his face. He can't believe it. Watch him deflate when the bailiff hands him the divorce papers, she continued. And for the grand finale, the humiliated hubby takes the long, shameful walk to his car. Wes watched the screen in pain. That was humiliating. Do we have to do it like that? He asked. I'm sorry, Wes, but it's the only way, Dash replied. Okay, if you say so. At least you didn't use names. I hope no one recognizes me, Wes said, resigned. She turned away without a word. The next day at work, Wes received a message from Dash. You are live on Gertie. Fasten your seatbelt. For the last hour of work, Wes watched his co-workers but noticed nothing unusual. Edith Norton glanced at him as he left at 5:30 p.m., but that wasn't unusual. He decided to stop by Dash's office. Gertie loved it, Dash said cheerfully. She used it just like you saw, but did the voicing herself. She's already getting a great response. A lot of women love seeing an insensitive man suffer. But I'm not like that, Wes protested. They don't know that. It's spreading online. Someone on TikTok shared your face and now it's going viral. My Facebook accounts are getting posts about it too, Dash informed him. But don't worry, on the internet, you're called Humiliated Husband, she added. Great nickname, he muttered sarcastically. So what's next? We let this develop for another day, then move to phase 2, Dash explained. What's phase 2? Wes asked. We turn you into a real villain, Dash replied. Does it have to be? Wes questioned, uneasy. Absolutely. You can't rise unless you fall first, Dash insisted. I don't think Newton said that, Wes remarked. Yes, but Sir Isaac didn't know about the internet, Dash countered. He spent the evening in a somber mood and struggled to fall asleep in the cramped motel room. The next morning, he overslept and had to rush to work. Entering the lobby, he noticed the receptionist staring at him intently and making a phone call as he headed to his cubicle. What was that about? He wondered, settling at his desk. Throughout the morning, an unusual number of employees passed by his cubicle, with snide comments and muffled laughter. Just before lunch, a supervisor burst in. Wes, this internet nonsense is affecting your work. It's not professional to air your personal problems, she scolded. Ma'am, I'm just working on the Wilson case. I'll have the file ready by 2 p.m., Wes replied. Email it to me. Judging by the way you move, it'll take an hour otherwise, she said, walking away and leaving Wes anxious. If even Edith saw it, this story must be everywhere, he groaned. Trying to stay inconspicuous didn't help. During a restroom break, a group of co-workers gathered in the hallway, and a nervous intern approached him. Mr. Hardaway, some people want to know if your initials are HH, the intern asked. Wes stared in shock as the group erupted in laughter. He hurried to the restroom for refuge. At 5 p.m., he dashed out of the office and drove to the Samuels building, confronting Dash. What did you do to me? Everyone knows it's me, even my boss, Wes demanded. I'm not surprised, she replied calmly. Wes, you've become a meme. A what? Wes asked, bewildered. A meme. That clip of you walking away humiliated has gone viral. You're the poster boy for a man humiliated by a woman, Dash explained. He sank into a chair, arms around his head. Dash knelt in front of him. Wes, it's going to get worse. Tomorrow, Gertie will reveal you were served with a protection order. Can you be strong? She asked. I'll try. I don't have a choice, Wes muttered. The next day, Jack Mackenzie parked his silver BMW in the Hardaway driveway. Inside, Marlene was frowning at her computer. Did you see this? She asked, pointing to Gertie's video of Wes. How did they get that tape? Probably one of your neighbors filmed it. It makes Wes look like an idiot and you're smart for dumping him, Jack replied. I guess you're right, but I feel sorry for him. Look at his face, Marlene said, her voice softening. The next day started better for Wes. People still stared, but the novelty seemed to have worn off. His calmness was shattered mid-morning by a text from Dash. The second part of Gertie's is up. Stay cool, she warned. He logged onto YouTube and watched in horror as Gertie's new video played. She revealed the restraining order, showing the official document and speculating on its implications. To the wife, we hope you are safe. To the humiliated hubby, goodbye. And we hope you get what you deserve, Gertie declared. Wes felt his world crumble further, as Gertie's influential words painted him as a villain. Oh my God, Wes muttered. Gertie could put a bounty on my head. I've got to get out of here." Normally, the office had a steady hum of background noise, but now it felt like a low, menacing growl. Wes noticed coworkers whispering and throwing accusatory glances his way. He tried to slip out unnoticed, but the crowd only grew. Snide comments and muffled laughter echoed around him. Suddenly, the noise died down as Edith Norton entered his cubicle. "Mr. Hardaway, unprofessional behavior impacts our office. Normally, your personal life is your business, but not when it involves spousal misuse," she said sternly. "But I never touched Marlene," Wes exclaimed. "Then why did she seek legal recourse? Why must you stay 200 yards away from her?" Edith asked. "I don't know why," Wes replied, desperation in his voice. "Enough!" she shouted. "This company has zero tolerance for spousal misuse. You are hereby terminated, effective today." Wes's mouth dropped open, but she continued. "You will be paid for your work and receive 2 weeks severance pay. Leave immediately. Ralph will escort you out." A stout security guard entered. "Mr. Hardaway, we won't have any problems, will we?" Ralph asked. Wes shook his head and let the guard lead him away. The murmurs grew louder behind him. In his car, Wes sat in a daze until Ralph gestured for him to leave the parking lot. He drove aimlessly until he found himself outside the Samuels building. Angry, he rushed to Dash's office. "What did you do to me?" he demanded. "I've been going through hell all day. Everyone knows it's me, even my boss." "They fired you? Why?" Dash asked, concerned. "Hatchet-faced Norton fired me. They're sending me severance pay," Wes explained, frustration evident in his voice. "That's great!" Dash exclaimed. "Don't go anywhere, Wes. I'll be right back." She ran out, leaving Wes puzzled. Exhausted, he lay down on the futon. Half asleep, he woke when Dash returned and sat beside him. "I'm so sorry, Wes," Dash said, taking his hands. "I knew Phase 2 would be tough, but I didn't think your firm would act so fast. It was the worst part, Wes. Tomorrow we'll let things settle, then launch Phase 3. "Oh, God, now what?" Wes asked, groaning. "Now your arc will climb. You've hit bottom, it's going up from here. Uncle Winston says don't cash checks from your firm," Dash informed him. "You talked to your uncle about this?" Wes asked, surprised. "Yes, and he insisted. Don't sign anything without his approval," Dash replied. "But I'm running out of money. Paying for the motel, eating out, buying clothes, it's all adding up," Wes said, worried. Dash brightened. "You could move here." "Live in your office?" Wes asked, incredulous. "Yes, I live here. There's a converted bedroom and a bathroom," Dash explained. "But I can't do that. Where would I sleep?" Wes asked, uncertain. "On the futon until we sort things out." Seeing his hesitation, she squeezed his hands. "It's silly to waste money on a motel. Now that you're laid off, you'll be here most of the time anyway." "Let's go out for dinner and talk about it," Wes suggested. They went to a small bistro where Wes recounted his day. She listened sympathetically. After dinner, she insisted on paying the check. Back in the car, Dash said, "Why don't we stop by your motel, get your stuff and check out? I'll drive you back to the office." Too tired to argue, Wes agreed. They gathered his belongings and returned downtown. Dash helped him set up the futon as a bed. She reappeared wearing a long t-shirt with video game characters. "Everything you need?" she asked. He nodded. "Thanks for this, Dash. I'm glad to be here and not in that motel." She smiled. "Me too, Wes." After turning out the lights, Wes lay in the semi-darkness, illuminated by computer screensavers and LED lights. A wave of depression washed over him. What happened to my life? I lost my marriage, house, job, and friends. Now I'm trying to sleep in someone else's office, on someone else's bed. What did I do wrong? He pondered this until he finally fell asleep. The next morning, Dash brought coffee and sweet rolls. Though still melancholy, Wes was soon distracted by searching social media for mentions of him. Typing humiliated hubby into a search engine, he was shocked by the numerous tweets, TikToks, Instagrams, Facebook links, and even a Wikipedia entry about him. "I spent most of yesterday posting images, comments, and links to spread your story," Dash admitted. "But it took off on its own. There are comments about you in other countries and languages." "Great," he muttered sarcastically. "Now I'm infamous worldwide." Even more disturbing were the hateful comments urging him to injure himself. "I might need a bodyguard before this is over," he groaned. "The farther you fall now, the higher you'll bounce back," Dash encouraged him. "I hope you're right because I feel like I'm dropping like a stone," Wes said, disheartened. Meanwhile, Marlene was reading comments about Wes on Gertie's site. Worried, she called Jack. "This is out of hand. I want to get rid of him, not destroy him. He's never slapped me or done what they accuse him of." "Should I say something?" she asked. "No," Jack replied sharply. "Let it develop. This publicity will make the divorce smoother and probably get you a better settlement. When we go public, people will support you. We couldn't have planned it better. You really think so? Marlene asked, uncertain. Absolutely. Wes has a target on his back and people want to take shots at him. He'll never recover, Jack assured her. After lunch, Dash received a call from Gertie, which she put on speaker for Wes to hear. Hi, Gertie. Did you like the latest on the humiliated hubby? Dash asked, winking at Wes. It blew up. Best story you've ever sent me. Got 50,000 new subscribers. Got anything else? Gertie asked, thrilled. Perfect timing. I'm putting together more material. It'll be ready by the end of the day, Dash replied. Really? What have you got? Gertie inquired eagerly. What if the humiliated husband isn't such a bad guy? Dash proposed. Are you kidding? That's amazing, Gertie exclaimed. Let's make it 2 episodes. Send them both to me ASAP. After the call, Dash turned to Wes. Feeling better? She asked. It's good, Gertie liked it, but we need to see the subscribers' reactions, he said with a wry smile. I'm starting to feel more hopeful. Dash worked through the evening, finalizing the material. Wes monitored social media, but mostly stayed out of her way. When she was satisfied, she uploaded everything to Gertie and relaxed after receiving a thumbs up. How about we order a pizza? I've got beer in the fridge. We can relax and unwind, she suggested. Sounds good, Wes agreed. After eating, he asked, How did you and Gertie become such good buddies? We met as freshmen at the California Institute of Technology, Dash explained. Caltech? I wouldn't have guessed she once wanted to be an electrical engineer, Wes said, surprised. What about you? Dash asked. I majored in computer science but never finished. Something happened and I dropped out, Wes replied, sensing she didn't want to elaborate. He tried another question. Where did you get the nickname Dash? Did you run track or something? She shook her head and grinned. Actually, Dash is short for Dashiell, from Dashiell Hammett. My father loves detective novels, especially The Thin Man and The Maltese Falcon. Wes nodded. What about Daniels? Her smile faded. That's my ex-husband's last name? Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to bring up bad memories, Wes apologized. It's fine, she said, looking away. In college, I was a rebellious girl from Sacramento. Joey, my ex, was a bad boy and I got involved with him. We ran away together, and my father helped us with an apartment in Pasadena. I didn't know Joey was wasting the money on pills and another woman. It all came crashing down when he left with her. Wes noticed her pained expression. That must have been tough. It was. I ended up on the streets until my dad found me and brought me home. It took a while, but I rebuilt my life. That's why I kept his last name, as a reminder of what he did. If I had to do it over, I'd go back to Samuels, but I'm used to Daniels now, Dash explained. It must have been so painful, Wes said sympathetically. Yeah, but I understand what you're going through, she said. Impulsively, Wes hugged her and she reciprocated. Well, aren't we a pair? She said with a sad laugh. The next day, they sat in front of Dash's big screen, waiting for Gertie's new installment. Wes was impatient, but Dash reassured him. Finally, Gertie appeared, clearly excited. I have big news, gossip lovers. The saga of the humiliated hubby has a new twist, Gertie announced. An image of Wes's house appeared, showing a silver BMW pulling into the garage. Guess whose car this is? Jack Mackenzie, head of the Mackenzie Agency, visiting Mrs. Hubby 3 months before she filed for divorce. Images showed the sports car arriving multiple times. I'm not judging Mrs. Hubby, but there's more to this story. Stay tuned for our next revelation. Dash turned off the program and they both jumped up, applauding. Wes hugged her tightly. That was amazing. You're amazing, Wes said, staring at her. Then he leaned in for a kiss. She hesitated, but then responded fervently. Their passion was interrupted by a knock on the door. Winston Samuels' secretary peeked in. Sorry to interrupt. Mr. Samuels wants to see you, Mr. Hardaway, she said. Of course, Wes replied, and followed her, casting one last glance at Dash. Winston Samuels was waiting and led Wes into his office. Since you chose our firm, I was very interested to hear about your dismissal. My niece told me, and I recommended you not cash checks or sign anything from your former employer, Winston said. Yes, sir. She passed it on, Wes confirmed. Good. That could imply a settlement, and you don't want to accept any offers now, Winston advised. Okay, Wes said hesitantly. You were fired for violating the firm's spousal misuse policy, correct? Winston asked. Yes, sir. My former boss made that clear, Wes replied. Can anyone else confirm that? Winston inquired. I can give you at least half a dozen names, Wes answered. Great! Assuming that's what happened, I've prepared a wrongful termination lawsuit. You didn't misuse your spouse? Winston asked. Wes shook his head. Then they had no reason to believe otherwise. Your public firings slandered your name, and they didn't follow company procedure. I believe you have a strong case for $10 million in damages. Does that seem fair? $10 million? Yes, sir. That sounds fair. Do you think we can get that much? Wes asked, stunned. We have a good chance, but it might take 3 to 5 years in court, Winston warned. Wes's face fell. But, Winston continued, they won't want bad publicity and your popularity is rising. I think we can quickly settle out of court for about half plus legal fees. $5 million will be fine, Wes said quickly. Winston smiled. I hoped you'd think so. Sign this and I'll start the process. Wes signed and asked, will this affect my divorce? I don't want Marlene to benefit. I don't think so. These events occurred after the divorce petition. Her actions led to your dismissal, so she shouldn't benefit, Winston assured him. Wes rejoiced and hurried back to Dash's office. She was busy at her keyboard. When he tried to share his news, she interrupted. Can it wait, Wes? I've got a deadline. She turned back to the monitor. Disappointed, he said, I think I'll go for a walk. Receiving no reply, he left. He walked to the Capitol Mall, stopping at the Tower Bridge, staring at the Sacramento River. I shouldn't have kissed her. She probably thinks I'm a fool. But she did respond. Maybe it was just pity, he thought to himself. Returning to the Samuels building, he found Dash still immersed in her work, maintaining the distance between them. Meanwhile, Marlene angrily called Jack Mackenzie. Have you seen that gossip show on YouTube? How did they get video of you in my garage? I thought you were careful, she demanded. I was. One of those video doorbells must have caught me. They keep footage for months. I'd like to know who found it, Jack replied. Do you think Wes could be behind it? Marlene asked. Wes? Are you crazy? He's the humiliated husband. He wouldn't do that to himself. He didn't know anything, Jack countered. I know, but it must be somebody, Marlene insisted. Yeah, and I'd shoot them if I could find out. It's twisted our plans, Jack grumbled. I hate it. You know what would make me feel better? Come over and spend some time with me, Marlene said seductively. I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't want to end up in another video. Maybe we should wait, Jack hesitated. Come after dark. Turn off your headlights before the driveway. Since Wes is gone, it'll be safe. I'll make sure you won't regret it, she coaxed. What time? He asked. Later, Jack walked through the garage door. Marlene emerged from her bedroom, dressed in all black, clutching pruning shears. Jack stopped, filled with both lust and fear. You kept me waiting, she said accusingly. I'm sorry, he pleaded. I couldn't help it. You know what to do. Go to the bedroom, she commanded. Yes, mistress, he replied, and hurried to obey. The next day, the relationship between Dash and Wes seemed back to normal. Dash grew more animated as the time to watch the latest Gertie's Gossip Girl episode approached. She beckoned Wes to the large screen monitor to watch with her. After the introduction, Gertie appeared, her excitement clear. The humiliated husband saga continues. Last time, I revealed Marlene, his unfaithful wife. A picture of Marlene appeared. Was having an affair with advertising executive Jack Mackenzie. Could this be why she kicked her helpless hubby out? Gertie checked the police records for the humiliated hubby. No convictions, no complaints. Odd. Could Mrs. Hubby just want to further humiliate him? But why did Judge Harold Chalmers issue a restraining order? Could it be because Judge Chalmers is running for re-election? An ad for Judge Chalmers appeared. And guess what? 3 weeks before the restraining order, the judge received a $10,000 campaign contribution from Mackenzie Advertising Agency. The list of donors appeared with the contributions circled. I'm not suggesting the judge acted because of the donation. Draw your own conclusions. But I think we owe the humiliated hubby an apology. Wow, just wow, Wes said as Dash turned off the video. That should give Marlene and her boyfriend something to worry about. He reached out to hug Dash but held back. Dash, you're a genius. That looked convincing. Thanks, she said. But the big question is how the internet will react. Why don't you get lunch for us? We'll have plenty of feedback by the time you get back. When Wes returned with a deli bag, Dash beckoned him over. Look at this, she said, pointing to her monitor. She was scrolling through an endless list of comments, many with emoticons and GIFs. What are those? He asked. That's the hashtag #HumiliatedHubby Twitter feed. Gertie's episode sparked a flurry of comments. That's just one segment of the reaction. Gertie's show is getting its own reactions on YouTube, Instagram, and more. It looks like a lot of people have watched it. And now they're taking sides. Hubby's team is ahead of Mrs. Hubby's team by about 70% to 30%. Wes froze, trying to comprehend. Wait, 30% are on Marlene's side. Dash reassured him. Don't worry, you'll always have the crazies. What matters is you've gone from zero to hero for most Twitter users. He looked at her, shaking his head appreciatively. You were right. This storyline is really working. You're amazing, he said, stepping toward her, but she pulled away. Listen, Wes, about what happened between us the other day, Dash began. Oh yeah, that. I think we need to cool down a little. I know we're kind of living together, but I don't know if I'm ready, Wes responded, trying to ease the tension. No, it's okay, Dash. I get it. I got caught up in the moment, he reassured her. She looked uncertain. No, really? He interrupted. I get it. Before they could continue, Wes's phone rang. It was his former boss, Edith Norton. Wes, she said pleasantly, I'm glad I caught you. Can you come into the office? I have important information for you. I don't know, Edith. We didn't part on good terms, Wes replied, hesitant. I know, Wes, and I'm sorry, but something's happened here you'll want to know about. It'll be worth your time, I promise, Edith insisted. He started to refuse, but remembered the awkwardness with Dash. Okay, I'll be there soon, he agreed. When Wes arrived at his old office building, he was greeted warmly by the receptionist, who even asked for an autograph. Edith Norton came out to meet him and escorted him to her office, with staff peeking out from their cubicles like prairie dogs. Let me get to the point, Wes, she began. Last time we met, things were said that I wish I could take back. Your work has always been excellent, and we've missed you. We'd like to offer you your job back. Wes remained silent, so she quickly added, Not your old job, a promotion to director with a 15% raise. You can keep the severance pay as a signing bonus. What do you say? Wes sat up straight. So, you admit I was fired for spousal misuse, which I didn't commit, and my termination didn't follow the employee handbook? That's all water under the bridge, Wes. Let's focus on the future. Your promotion, pay raise, and bonus plan, Edith said, trying to smooth things over. Wes stood up. Edith, you can take the raise, pay increase, and new title and shove it. I'll see you in the firm in court. He left her office, hearing applause from some of the cubicles as he exited. After lunch, Winston Samuels called Wes to discuss his visit. Tell me you made no commitments and didn't sign anything, Winston said. Wes repeated what Edith Norton had said. The lawyer grinned. It wasn't prudent to go in there without a lawyer, but I understand. Your boss's desperate attempt to get you back is a positive sign. We'll likely hear from their lawyers soon. When Dash returned, they ordered Thai food and discussed the visit. Wes recounted his run-in with Edith and mentioned the lawsuit, but didn't share the details to avoid looking like he was trying to impress her. Dash seemed happy for him. After all you've been through, you deserve a little luck, Dash said. The conversation paused, and Wes noticed Dash staring at him. What's the matter, Dash? He asked. She hesitated before asking, You asked me about my past. Can I ask you about yours? Sure, ask, Wes replied. How did you and Marlene end up together? Dash inquired. Wes rolled his eyes. I met her at a Chamber of Commerce event. We hit it off, talked all evening, and things moved quickly. We got married 6 months after we met. And you didn't know her that well? Dash asked. I thought I did. She told me she was divorced, and I believed her ex was an idiot. She wanted to elope, and we got married right after her divorce was finalized. It all seemed exciting and romantic at the time, Wes explained. Dash sat in silence, processing what he had shared. I was just curious how you two ended up together. She stood up, yawned, and stretched. I'm really tired. I think I'll go to bed early. See you in the morning, Wes. He watched her door close and muttered to himself, What's this all about? The next morning, Wes's phone rang early. Mr. Hardaway, a woman's voice said, This is Winston Samuels' office. Mr. Samuels would like to meet with you this morning. Sure, I can be there in about an hour, Wes replied. He knocked on Dash's door and found her fully dressed. Good morning, Wes. Who was on the phone? Your uncle's secretary. He wants to see me in an hour. Can I use your shower? I think your uncle would appreciate it. Dash waved him off, and he showered, shaved, and dressed. When he came out, he saw Dash had bought coffee and croissants. You need caffeine and carbs for a good breakfast, she said with a smirk. At the lawyer's office, the receptionist greeted Wes warmly. He's expecting you, she said with a smile. Winston Samuels looked stern as Wes sat down. I've been negotiating with your former employer, he said. We couldn't agree on the $5 million we discussed. Wes felt disappointed. A hint of a smile appeared on the lawyer's face. However, I secured $6.5 million. I hope that's satisfactory. $6.5 million? You're kidding. Wes exclaimed. "They'll cover my fees too. The only condition is a non-disclosure agreement and no public comments about the deal. Is that okay?" Winston asked. "For $6.5 million, I will gladly stay silent," Wes replied. The lawyer gestured for Wes to stop. "Remember, the IRS and the state will take their share. You'll get about half." Wes smiled. $3.5 million is more than I expected. I'm not complaining, but please don't tell anyone, especially your family. "I never discuss a client's business without their consent," the lawyer assured him. Wes then returned to Dash's office. She looked curious. "What did Uncle Winston say?" she asked. "Do you have any plans for tonight?" he asked nonchalantly. "No, why?" she responded. "Great, I'd like to thank you by taking you to dinner. Have you been to the Firehouse restaurant?" he asked. "I'd love to, but the Firehouse is expensive." "Are you sure?" she replied. "I've already made reservations. Besides, it's not too expensive for a man about to get a very good settlement," Wes said. Realization dawned, and she jumped with delight. "Oh, Wes, congratulations. I'm so happy for you." Then she looked concerned. "The Firehouse tonight? I don't have anything to wear, and I need to get my hair done." "No, you don't need to change anything," Wes reassured her. "Why not?" she asked. "It took me a while, but now I think your style suits you," he said. She hesitated, but then hurried into her bedroom. A few minutes later, she emerged. "I need to shop. Damn you, Wes Hardaway. I haven't shopped in years." She grabbed her car keys. "Stay here. If anyone needs anything, handle it. I'll be back soon." She sprinted out the door. It was dark when she returned with several bags. She quickly disappeared into her bedroom. Wes decided to get dressed too. He put on the only suit he had salvaged from his house. Behind him, he heard her voice. "Well, what do you think?" she asked. He turned to see her in an ankle-length black halter dress. "Dash, is that you?" he asked, surprised. Her face fell. "You don't like it?" No. He rushed over. "You look amazing, like a model. I've just never seen you in such an elegant dress." Relieved, she smiled. "I was afraid it was too much, but it looked so good in the store." He stepped back to take another look at her. The black dress contrasted with her hair, and the silver high-heeled sandals completed the look. "You look so tall, and the dress really suits you," he marveled, and glanced at his own clothes. "Now I'm wondering if I look good enough to go with you." She laughed, kissed his cheek, and said, "I would have told you if you didn't. Now why don't you call us a cab?" As they finished dinner on the Firehouse's brick-lined terrace, Dash sipped her wine and got serious. "Wes, remember how I pulled away the other day?" she asked. His smile faded. I remember, but it was my fault." "No, it wasn't you, Wes. It was me." She looked down at the table. "Remember when I told you about my marriage? It really hurt me. I haven't dated since then." He looked uncomfortable. "I'm sorry, Dash. I didn't mean to pressure you." "No, you didn't. I just reacted instinctively. When I first met you, I thought you were just another clueless husband. But I've come to see you're wise, funny, romantic, and loyal. That's important to me." She blushed. "If you wanted to kiss me again, I wouldn't run away." He smiled triumphantly and took her hand. Before he could speak, a waiter approached. "I think we'll skip dessert," Wes said. Dash blushed again. Meanwhile, Marlene angrily tried to contact Jack Mackenzie. "What's this about bribing Judge Chalmers for a protective order? I thought you said he was your friend," she demanded. "In politics, friend means sponsor. The judge needed a friendship gesture to help, but now the agency directors have kicked me out, and the California Department of Revenue is auditing us. I'm screwed," Jack explained. "Oh, Jack, I'm so sorry," Marlene said. "Your sorry is worthless. Forget my number while I fix this nightmare," he snapped, hanging up. "What am I going to do now?" she moaned. Wes and Dash, engrossed in each other, barely noticed the Lyft driver as he dropped them off at the Samuels building. They hurried to the elevator and up to the 6th floor, hugging tightly. Once inside Dash's office apartment, she told him to wait while she went to her bedroom. "I'll be just a minute," she said. When he entered, he found the room lit by candles and Dash stood in the soft light. They had an incredibly good time that night. The next morning, Wes woke up early and lay thinking. He got up quietly to avoid waking Dash. When he returned, she was already awake and dressing. She looked at him apprehensively. "What's the matter, Wes? Where did you go?" she asked. "I needed to take a walk and think," he replied. "What were you thinking about?" she asked, trying to hide her worry. He sat across from her with a serious expression. "Losing my marriage, home, and job has made me rethink my future. Everything seemed clear before, but now I'm questioning what I want and where I want to live." He saw her uncertainty and explained, "I'm not from Sacramento. My father was in the Army and I grew up in Colorado Springs. We moved here because my mom had relatives in California. Now that my parents are gone, I have no ties here." He showed her his phone. "My realtor says there's an offer on the house coming soon." He sipped his coffee. "I lost my job, and thanks to your uncle, I have some financial breathing room. When the divorce goes through, I'll be done with Marlene in Sacramento. It's not a bad city, but it's nothing special to me." She nodded, though her expression seemed to wilt. "I've been thinking, and I want to leave and start fresh somewhere else. Maybe the Pacific Northwest. It's supposed to be beautiful." He paused awkwardly. "I'm sorry, Dash. What I mean is, would you consider coming with me?" She was bracing for the worst, so it took a moment to process. "You want me to come with you? For how long?" she asked. "As long as you want," Wes replied. "But how long do you want me to stay?" she asked. "I don't want you to ever leave," Wes confessed. She gasped and hugged him tightly. After a long embrace, he pulled back. "I know it's a lot to ask, Dash, leaving your family and job, and you don't know me that well yet," he began. "Shut up," she interrupted. "Your problem, Wes, is not understanding when someone says yes." She kissed him again, showing she needed no more convincing. For the next few days, they were almost oblivious to others. Their relationship's change was noticed by everyone, providing amusement for the ladies on the floor and eye-rolling for the brothers. Reality soon intervened. Wes had to consult Winston Samuels about the divorce. Marlene became reasonable and issues were quickly resolved, allowing the divorce to proceed without conflict. Wes arranged for Winston to handle the house sale closing and the settlement with his accounting firm, keeping the outcome from Dash for now. Dash had worked for several clients, primarily her father. She cautiously informed him of her plans to leave with Wes. "Dash, are you sure? I remember what happened with Joey. I don't want you to get hurt again," her father said. She tensed, expecting a confrontation. "It's different now, Dad. I'm older and more careful. Wes is nothing like Joey. No impulsiveness, no wandering eye, no drinking problem." "I know," he said, surprising her. "I've checked. I almost lost you once. I'm not risking it again." She started to object, but he continued. "Everything I've found matches what you said. He's tough, reliable, intelligent, and hardworking. He was a faithful husband, just naive about Marlene. You've chosen well. I'd hate to see you go, but if you want to, you have my blessing." "Oh, Papa," she exclaimed, hugging him tightly. When she returned to her chair, he said, "I'm glad you won't have financial problems. I'd hate to see you close your business, though. You're really good at it, and I rely on you more than you know." She laughed. "Going with Wes doesn't mean I'll stop working. I can run my business from anywhere with a laptop and high-speed internet. You're not getting rid of me that easily." "I'm very glad to hear that, Dash," her father said. Then his expression turned serious. "There's something else you both need to hear. Wes should join us." Puzzled, she found Wes. When they returned, Winston sat on the edge of his desk. "I've learned some news that may affect you both. Jack McKenzie, your ex-wife's lover, has been ousted from his agency and is under investigation for tax fraud," Winston informed them. Wes shrugged. "I'm not shedding any tears for him." "That's not all," Winston continued. "He and Marlene are no longer dating and don't talk anymore." Wes and Dash exchanged glances. "Okay," Wes said firmly. Dash looked at her father. "Why make such a big fuss about this?" she asked. The detective looked at the couple. "It's not what happened, but what might happen next. Wes, your ex's scheme failed. She has no prospects of a new lover or selling her work. I think she'll try to make up with you." Dash sighed. "Good luck with that." Wes waved dismissively. "I wouldn't touch her with a 10-foot pole." Trevor nodded. "I understand, but don't underestimate her. She can delay the divorce, object to the house sale, or petition for family counseling. Dash mentioned your plans to leave town. Marlene could drag this out for a long time." "But why would she do that?" Wes asked sharply. "She gets to keep living in the house and has more time to try to reconcile with you. If she learns about your financial settlement, she might demand money in exchange for the divorce," Trevor explained. "What a nightmare!" Wes exclaimed. "You don't know the half of it," Winston added. "Let me tell you what else I found out." After hearing the new information, Wes and Dash were stunned. Wes's face was white with anger. Dash was worried, seeing him so upset. "What are you going to do, Wes?" she asked fearfully. "I'd like to strangle her," he replied firmly. Seeing Dash's reaction, he quickly reassured her. "Don't worry, babe. I'd never do that. But I want to repay her somehow." She looked thoughtful. "I know someone who can help us. He looked puzzled, then smiled. Gertie. They both laughed. Let me message her about another installment of the humiliated hubby saga, Dash suggested. Within seconds, the phone buzzed. She grinned and showed Wes the reply. I want it. I want it. I want it. They quickly worked on the information Trevor had found, preparing it for Gertie. After a couple of hours, Wes's phone rang. Dash saw the name on the display and the anger on Wes's face. She went to the bedroom to give him privacy, but could still hear the anger in his voice. When the call ended, she came back out. It was Marlene, he told her. She wants to meet tomorrow at our house to settle some details. She hinted at wanting to reconcile. And you told her you'd get back to her? Dash asked. The question is, how quickly can we get this information to Gertie, and when can she air it? If we can send it today, she might work on it right away. It could mean a late night for us, but it'll be worth it, Wes said. Let's do it, Dash agreed. Okay, I'll let Gertie know our plans. Great, he said. I'll call Marlene and tell her I can meet tomorrow afternoon. Hopefully Gertie will have plenty of time. Dash grinned and picked up the phone. Judging by her reaction, you don't need to worry. The next afternoon, Marlene was nervously checking herself in the mirror when Wes arrived in a lift. She was surprised, but realized this could work in her favor. Worst case, I'll drive him back to his apartment. Best case, he stays the night, she thought. When he reached the porch, she was already holding the door open. She tried to kiss him, but he pulled away. Don't rush, she scolded herself. She gestured for him to sit in the living room. Do you have the papers we need to sign? He asked. I do, she replied, spreading them on the coffee table. But before we get into that, I need to apologize. I've made big mistakes and treated you terribly. This whole divorce is like waking up from a bad dream. I don't know what I was thinking. I was selfish and cruel, and I don't even know why. All I know is that I wish I could make it up to you. He started to speak, but she continued. The prospect of selling the house made me realize what happened. She smiled slightly. We had so many happy times here, full of hope and love. Now I can't bear to lose that. She leaned forward, a tear glistening in her eye. Wes, is there any way we can get that feeling back? Can't we start over? We don't have to sell the house. If you're willing to try, I'd spend the rest of my days making you as happy as you deserve. He looked at her coldly. Let me get this straight, Marlene. You want me to forgive you for cheating, forget the restraining order, and forget locking me out of my own home? Honey, I know I treated you horribly and did terrible things that hurt you. I can't explain why I did those things. It's like I went temporarily insane. But I've come to my senses. I remember how good we were together. Please, baby, let's not throw the good away with the bad. He looked at her incredulously. Are you out of your mind? He growled, and she flinched. Let me make this clear. I'm an accountant. I deal with assets and liabilities, and you, Marlene, are a huge liability. The sooner I get rid of you, the happier I'll be. Now, if you'll give me the papers to sign, I'll leave. And hopefully this will be the last time I see you. Shocked, Marlene handed Wes the papers from the real estate agent. As he signed, she noticed a car idling outside. He signed quickly, got up, and headed to the door while she desperately searched for a way to salvage their relationship. Before she could say anything, he turned and smiled grimly. Have you ever heard of Gossipy Gertie? He asked. She shuddered. I think you should watch her latest show. You'll find it very interesting. With that, he walked out to the waiting car. Everything okay? Dash asked. He nodded and smiled. Everything's fine. As they drove away, Marlene rushed to her computer, logged onto YouTube, and found Gertie's gossip channel. She watched nervously as Gertie began her introduction. A banner appeared on the screen. Humiliated hubby, the rest of the story. Hey gossipers, you all want to know more about the humiliated husband and his not-so-decent wife. Well, now Gertie has the latest chapter for you. Turns out Janeka wasn't seeking a divorce because of spousal misuse. She wanted out to have an affair with her lover. She even got her lover to bribe a judge for a protective order to make her husband look bad. Chilling, isn't it? But there's more. This wasn't a passionate affair. It was a scam. Mrs. Machiavelli had done this to 5 husbands. She'd seduce a sucker, marry him, then divorce him for a richer target. Each time she perfected her scheme, but this time Gertie's friends, yes, you know who you are, caught wind of it. Mrs. Machiavelli's latest scheme failed. Her candidate for husband number 6 is dealing with a tax audit. And husband number 5? Our hero is heading off into the sunset with someone special, no longer humiliated. Oh, and some angry ex-husbands in California want to chat with Mrs. Machiavelli. Turns out she skipped divorces and just cleaned out their savings and left town. So beware, Sacramento men. Mrs. Machiavelli is on the prowl for her next sucker. "No!" screamed Marlene. She slammed her laptop shut, but her phone rang immediately. Realizing it was a friend, she answered. "Hi, Marlene! Or should I say Mrs. Machiavelli?" She threw the phone across the room, screaming, "I've got to get out of this town, Wes!" As they traveled down the I-5 freeway, Wes glanced at Dash. "How about we take the 101 along the coast? Sounds scenic and romantic." "That sounds perfect," she agreed. He squeezed her hand. "Sure, it'll take longer to get to Seattle, but we're in no hurry. Just as long as we get there before our funds run out. We'll need to find work once we arrive," she noted. He looked at her oddly. "I don't think we need to worry about that, babe." "Oh, I never told you about the settlement, did I?" "You said it was good," she replied. He blushed. $6.5 million. Her mouth dropped open. "What? After taxes, it'll be about half that." She was still stunned. "That's amazing. Why didn't you tell me before?" "I didn't want you to think I was using the money to win you over," he explained. She rolled her eyes. "I don't care about the money. My job is to manage social media for clients. Your job is to take care of my needs. Think you can handle that?" He smiled cheerfully. "I can handle it."